Rain was one of the biggest K-pop artists of the early 2000s, but for the last decade or so, the quality of his work faced a noticeable decline, and he became the biggest joke of the internet. Ironically, that has made Rain the most talked about artist in Korea right now. Here is how Rain's worst song revived his career. Calling himself world star, he dominated Asia in the early to mid 2000s with his sexy yet still cute songs and his likable personality and his acting in dramas and movies. He even made a stint in Hollywood with films like Ninja Assassin. Though the movie never performed well, he definitely broke a lot of barriers for Korean actors in Hollywood to come. However, as years progressed, he became less and less respected. I think the first problem was how he branded himself as world star, yet people questioned if anyone knew him outside of Asia. They made fun of it whenever he would be called that on TV or in articles. This was a time when K-pop wasn't really a thing in the US, and we never really imagined it ever being a thing outside of Asia. So people laughed at him. On top of that, his music in the 2010s saw a noticeable decline, or rather, people began to realize how cringe the lyrics were. Times had changed. Back in 2000s, we had Cyworld, the ultimate cringe fest Korean social media platform, where the entire nation were taking the persona of a melodramatic emo teen.
I sometimes show some tears. I don't really like myself because sometimes I can't hold back my tears. If you can scream and cry because your heart hurts, that's a good thing. Well, you don't always have to be sad to cry, right? I like tears. No, I don't like the tears from the mind. I like the tears that I cry, the tears from my heart too.
Back then, cheesy, corny lyrics were the norm, and Rain's music contained a lot of it. He was the perfect star for the times, but in the 2010s, people had moved on from that. However, Rain remained the same. In 2014, he releases the album Rain Effect, a cringe fest of self-indulgence with songs like 30 Sexy and of course, 차이타다.
지금 어디 말로만 내 전화 빨리 받아라 지금부터 네 여자한테 전화하면 죽는다 너 따윈 남자가 바라볼 수도 아니 감히 나조차도 바라볼 수 없는 소중한 내 여자 네가 건드렸어 어떻게든 너를 때려야겠어 다시 내 여자 못 보게 오늘 내가 널 손 봐주겠어 You 나 같은 게 감히 내 여자를 왜 아프게 해
By this time, there was a dissonance between what Rain had thought of himself, still dominant and sexy figure in K-pop scene, the oppa, to the public's idea of Rain, which is a self-branded, media-played world star that seemed a little outdated and stuck in his glorious past. People criticized him for being out of touch, and he started receiving a lot of mockery online. Though I gotta say, he was still sexy, and people still thought he was a great dancer. Regardless, his title track for Rain Effect, La Song, was a minor hit, though it did receive criticism for its quality and was a noticeable decline from his previous hits like Rainism that had come in 2008. However, the world was not ready for what was to come. The ultimate self-indulged song with the cringiest lyrics, the lyricism of a 13-year-old boy in the back of the class writing down rap lyrics in his notebook, aka what I did when I was 13. The 2017 masterpiece, that is, Gang.
Yeah, 다시 돌아왔지 내 이름 레인 스웩을 뽐내 woo. They call it 왕의 귀한 후배들 바빠지는 중 신발끈 꽉 매고 스케줄 all day 내 매니저 전화기는 조용할 일이 없네 wow. 15년을 뛰어 모두가 인정해 내 몸에 같이 하나자만하지 않지 매 순간 열심히 참 무대와 같이 타고 나니 멋이 어디가 36 오빠 또 한 번 무대를 적셔 Rain Effect 나비 효과
I think what Rain wanted to do was replicate some of the rap songs that showed off their swag. He probably heard some rap songs on internet or the radio and he was like, oh, maybe I can write some of these songs. But the way this was executed, it made it sound like a sad, lonely uncle speaking like he's a teenager, thinking he's all cool and young, but actually he's a pretty sad and cringy person that no one wants to talk about. The fact that no one considered Rain a real superstar anymore and his lyrics show so much confidence in his declining career, or the lack of awareness at all, any self-awareness, just made it super comedic and really sad at the same time.
화려한 조명이 나를 감싸네 시간이 멈추길 기도해 But I'm not gonna cry yeah. 불꺼진 무대 위에 홀로 남아서 떠나간 그대의 목소리를 떠올리네 나 쓰러질 때까지 너 위에 춤을 춰
Now this part totally seems random and out of the blue, and it's a pretty jarring twist. The lyrics are, as always, cheesy as hell. I thought this song was about how busy Rain was and how his manager's phone's always ringing, but now he's all alone reminiscing and dancing for this one girl. Like, what happened here? Then he suddenly starts boasting about his acting career in the second verse.
Yeah. 헛소하는 거리가 멀어 난 꽤 많은 걸 가졌지 수많은 영화제 관계자 날 못 잡아 안달이 나셨지 귀찮아 죽겠네 알다시피 이 몸이 꽤 많이 바빠서 배바다 전세계 왔다 갔다 팬들이 하늘을 날아와 TV 드라마 영화 yeah I get it all 이젠 모두를 붙잡을 노래를 불러 볼륨을 올리고 재등장과 동시에 완전 물 만나 고민 나쁜 오빠 무대를 다시 한번 적시지 Rain Effect 나비 효과
This verse is definitely the comedic climax of this song because his acting career had been going through the lowest points at the time. I think it's even more funny once you realize that after releasing this song, he soon went on to star in his worst and most mocked movie of his career called 자전차왕 원복동. He actually drunk posted upon the release of this film to say that the movie might not be that good, but he tried his best. Yikes. When Gang was released in 2017, it was bashed by the public. The song was probably the lowest of the lows in Rain's career, and everyone thought he had completely lost his touch. It was almost instantly forgotten, and Rain did not release any new music after that. However, starting from somewhere between 2018 to 2019, through the magic of the YouTube algorithm, Gang started making its way into the people's feeds. A small cult following started to accumulate. The song was so bad that some found it actually enjoyable. The terrible lyricism and its jarring R&B transition has somewhat of an addictive quality to it, I'm not gonna lie. On top of that, there was a lot of fun checking the comments. The comment section of Gang was like a small community, each sharing their best one-liners, taking a shot at Gang and Rain. And these weren't just hate comments, they were genuinely witty and comedic. And best of all, there was a sense of camaraderie between the gang lovers. We even made a new term called 1일 1강, or one gang a day. It was a routine, it was a part of our lives, and it was something that only we knew and enjoyed. And slowly, the cult began spreading as gang lovers started uploading covers and parodies of gang. This high school girl's gang cover was probably the first true step the gang cult took out into the open wild. It was a viral hit, and gang was no longer a small cult. It had gathered a massive following among the general public. People flocked the gang music video, and we all laughed at how terrible and utterly ridiculous the song was. The fact that the aforementioned 2019 movie Ambokdong, which Rain featured in, was an absolute flop, added more fuel to the fire. By early 2020, the video had become the biggest meme of K-pop for the general public. And by May of this year, this meme had become so mainstream that even the government was mocking Rain and Gang, commenting on the music video. The song that had killed off Rain's career had just made him relevant again. The icing on the cake was on May 15th when Rain appeared on a popular TV show called How Do You Play, or Hang Out With You, featuring Korea's most popular MC, Yoo Jae-seok. Rain was called to guest on the show because of the popularity of Gang, and the way he talked about the song had everybody becoming fans of Rain again. He stated on the show that it was more fun reading Gang comments than watching a variety show on TV, and admitted that it was his fault that people didn't think it was a good song. He even made a lot of jokes mocking his own lyricism and his dances, and people felt like it was a breath of fresh air, a celebrity putting down his ego and accepting and even laughing with the public. This made Rain look like a truly confident person that just loves what he does and doesn't take himself too seriously. With this single TV appearance, he won the people over, and he was now once again the loved, cute, and sexy male artist we know and love. There's a Korean quote: when faced with difficult times, third-class people cry, second-class people hold in their frustrations, and first-class people laugh it off. While I may not agree with this quote entirely, I think there's no doubt that laughing with the mockery thrown at you definitely makes you look like a cool, lovable, confident badass. Welcome back, Rain. We can't wait to hear your next masterpiece.
화려한 조명이 나를 감싸네 시간이 멈추길 기도해봐 I'm not gonna cry yeah.
If you want us to make more videos like this, supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV helps us a lot. These type of K-pop history videos take a long time to make. This one took a few days, and they get copyright claimed. And thus, we make no money off of them. 0 cents. So please consider supporting us on patreon.com/DKDKTV. For just a cup of coffee a month, you can get exclusive content and help us continue this series. And until next time, bye bye.